School Board, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our mission statement is Learning for Life. Vision statement is Southgate Community Schools, the best choice for students and parents. With that, I will entertain a motion on the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Green. Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we have an agenda. First item on there is presentations. Number one is the Davidson Middle School and Anderson High School Titan Awards.
Yes, thank you. It is my distinct pleasure this evening to carve out some time to recognize some of our exceptional student athletes, and I'm going to turn this over to our athletic directors from DMS and from Anderson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Victor. I'm the athletic director at Davidson Middle School. It's a pleasure to be here tonight with everyone to honor these young students. And for our student athletes, thank you all very much for representing your schools, your communities, and your families as well as you have. It's an honor to be here tonight. The statements I'm reading are from each coach for the students. So we're going to start with 7th grade boys basketball. Evan Goddard. Evan is a shining star on and off the court at Davidson Middle School. He is loved by all staff and is a leader in our school. On the court, Evan was extremely coachable, which made him one of the best players on the team by the end of the season. His maturity and leadership skills he exudes will serve him well in the future. He is a student of the game and a sports general. Great job, Evan. So students, as you get called, please come up. Next up for 7th grade basketball, Sawyer Fakay. Sawyer loves basketball, and that drives him to get better and better in the sport. He led the team in three-point shooting and had many games where he was unstoppable from beyond the arc. Sawyer is loved by teammates and coaches alike. My favorite thing about Sawyer is that he is an extremely good teammate. He is the first person to give others high fives and encourages teammates on and off the court. Great job, Sawyer. Next up is Jackson James. Jackson was hurt for the first part of the season, but impressed the coach by coming to every practice and game to be there for the team. Jackson showed much improvement throughout the season and was always working hard to get better before and after practice. Jackson never complained, even when he was asked to guard the tallest players on the opposing team. Jackson is an extremely kind and friendly young man that every teacher enjoys having in their class. Great job, Jackson. For this next student athlete, I did not see them walk in. I just want to make sure, is Nathan King here? Okay. Next up is 8th grade girls basketball, Briseis Melendez. I was fortunate enough to have Bree in class in 6th grade and had the privilege to see how amazing she is in the classroom. Talking to all her teachers, they all agree. Briseis, we totally understand why you picked her for the Titan Award. I love having her in class. Briseis is one of our multi-sport athletes at Davidson, competing in volleyball, softball, and basketball. As a teammate, she's second to none, always offering words of encouragement and support. Bree's role on the team changed a lot throughout the season, and she accepted it, and it helped make herself and the team better. Great job, Bree. These next 3 students all helped out on our Davidson swim team, and these students are Briseis Melendez, Delilah Scherer, and Sophia Secco. Please come up. All 3 of these student athletes uphold the exact criteria of our esteemed Titan Award and then some. Briseis, Delilah, and Sophia are all 3-year middle school student athletes on the swim team. They endured traveling to another school in order to participate in the sport they love, and they represented not only their combined team during practices and competitions, but their home school, DMS, during their 6th and 7th grade years. All 3 were advocates for the quote-unquote reborn DMS swim team and took the task of rebuilding the home spirit for the 23-24 season. Their Titan spirit shone through in the water and on the pool deck as they assumed responsibility of leading their teammates with encouragement, enthusiasm, and positivity day in and day out. Thank you all for your accomplishments. Next up, we have 7th grade girls basketball. Abby McKenzie. Abby was the leading scorer for our basketball team this season. Whenever we needed a big play, Abby always seemed to find a way to make a basket. She accepted any role that was asked of her by the coach, even when it wasn't something that she was comfortable with. Abby was a leader on the court and always encouraged her teammates. She is a favorite with Davidson's staff and is one of the leaders of our school. Thank you, Abby. Next up is Eliana Haichu. Eliana always gave her best effort in practices and games. Eliana would do little things like box out, make hustle plays in order to make our team successful. Eliana is willing to put extra time in and effort into the sport of basketball, which will make her successful in the future. Eliana is a kind young lady and a leader in our school on and off the basketball court. Great job, Eliana. And next up, Elena Wensley. Elena has a very bright future in basketball. She has natural athleticism and is a fierce competitor. She was put in the difficult position of being our point guard and never complained, always putting the team first. Her outstanding sense of humor helped make things fun for the team at practice. Eliana is loved and respected by her teammates and is extremely coachable. Great job, Elena. Our next sport is our Davidson competitive cheerleading team. Isabella Monticello. Izzy was an athlete who showed determination, commitment, and passion. She continued to improve and show growth throughout the season. She was someone the girls on the team and the coaches could count on to do her job every time she stepped on the mat. We are so proud of Izzy and all she has accomplished this past competitive season. And next up is Davidson Wrestling, Devin Sears. Devin has shown a ton of growth this season, not only on the mat, but as a leader as well. He is a hard worker, dependable, and caring. He is always looking out for his teammates and does what he can to help those around him improve. He can do anything he puts his mind to on the mat or in school, and will certainly make his name known as he continues his wrestling career. Thank you, Devin. All right, and before I get to the last one, I just want to make sure Mateo McFalls is not here. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, your Davidson Middle School Titan Award winners.
Great job.
Good job.
Congratulations to our Davidson Middle School Titan Award recipients. At this time, I would like to honor the Anderson High School Titan Award recipients for the winter sports season. But before I do that, I would like to call up 2 student athletes that were unable to attend when we went through this for the fall sports Titan Award board meeting. The first one, Luke Anderson. Luke Anderson is nominated by the tennis program. Luke was selected for the Titan Award because he is a team player and has one of the best attitudes. Luke never gives up and has a great work ethic. He is a great example of how you should carry yourself both on and off the court. Luke Anderson. And the other one is Jace Walerski is not here, but he was nominated on behalf of varsity football. So congratulations, Luke, Titan Award recipient, tennis, fall. Okay, for the winter sports, boys bowling, Jared Stratford. Is Jared here today? Okay, I didn't see him. What about Hannah Hudson? Okay, we'll get started here with girls basketball. On behalf of the JV girls basketball program, Mariah Crump. Mariah Crump received the Titan Award for her outstanding efforts throughout the season, not only as a leader and a teammate on and off the court, in school, and most importantly, as a person. Mariah shows great promise as her future lies ahead of her. She is hardworking, passionate, and kind. 3 things that are hard to come by. Mariah is one of a kind, and the basketball program cannot thank her enough for all that she has done for the program. This award is well reserved, and we cannot wait to see what the future holds for her. Mariah Crump. For varsity girls basketball, Abigail Juco. Abby is deserving of this award because of her attitude and commitment to being a great teammate throughout the season. For those who don't know, Abby suffered a season-ending injury early on, causing her to miss the last 6 weeks of the season. Through this time, Abby never missed a practice, weight room session, or even an optional practice. Abby continued to be on time and ready for all of our team events with a great attitude and continued to participate where she could, working around her injury. Our staff is proud of Abby and her dedication and leadership to the girls basketball program. Abigail Juco. For competitive cheer, Gabby Jones. Gabby is a great leader and always gives her best effort in everything that she does. Gabby is a great student and also a fantastic teammate. She is always willing to help out in any way that she can. Gabby has a bright future ahead of her and is absolutely deserving of the Titan Award. She has earned it. Gabby Jones. Figure skating, Avery Kaufman. Avery took a year off of the team last season to play basketball and came back this season for her senior year. Avery managed to balance both sports and be an asset to both our A and B team during competitions. She is hardworking during practice and is always willing to do whatever is asked of her when it comes to helping the team out. Congratulations, Avery. We will miss you next season. Avery Kaufman. I didn't see him. Is Christian Zadok here? Okay, good. There you are. How could I miss you, right, Christian? Mm-hmm. Represent the hockey program, Christian Zadok. The Titan Award recipient for the Downriver Unified Hockey Team is Christian Zadok. Christian has been an excellent leader all year and throughout his entire career, both on the ice and off the ice, and has done very well academically. Christian always kept the locker room loose by having fun and has a tremendous work ethic, which has helped him and those around him get better and continuously improve. Christian Zadok. boys swimming and diving, Ethan Richards. Ethan is the boys swimming Titan Award winner because he has grown so much throughout the last 3 years. He works very hard at practice. He gives it his all at all meets. He listens to constructive criticism and is a team leader with the younger boys looking to him for guidance. He was patient and cooperative with them and assisted the coaches whenever possible. He is also a great student and exemplifies what it means to be a Titan. Ethan Richards. Wrestling, Habibullah Mujedi. Habib works incredibly hard in everything that he does in life. He is respectful and is a straight-A student. He is a leader by example. Habib displays exactly what it means to be a Titan. Habibullah Mujedi. Boys basketball, 9th grade, Oliver Cummings. Oliver demonstrated what it means to be a student athlete. Oliver handled the pressure of being a point guard and maintained exceptional grades while maintaining his duties on the court. Even through injury, he still showed up and stayed active in learning plays and supporting his teammates. This demonstrated Oliver's commitment to his team and the sport of basketball. Oliver Cummings. Titan Award recipients for JV boys basketball, Cooper Randall and Nathan Hovis. Both Nathan and Cooper are hardworking players that greatly improved throughout the 23-24 season. Their intense work was displayed not only during games, but every day at practice. Cooper displayed his defensive expertise, leading the team in taking charges, while Nathan improved his offensive and defensive skills and always found a way to be around the ball. Both are excellent students and demonstrated great sportsmanship and leadership. It was a pleasure to coach these two young men, Cooper Randall and Nathan Hovis. And for the Varsity Boys Basketball Titan Award, I'd like to call up Coach Eugene Kolbush.
All right. My Titan Award winner was Nathan Nowak. Nate was one of the first kids to practice every day. Woo! Again, Nate was one of the first kids to practice every day and one of the last ones to leave every day. He works hard at everything he does and every day without complaints. He would often ask the coaches to stick around to do more work after practice, and I think he had Coach Dave's wife mad at Coach Dave. Nathan is a Titan Award recipient because he's a gentle giant that loves the game and everyone on his team. He never quits. Nate would give the shirt off his back to any of his teammates and never has a bad word to say about any of his teammates. Nate is a great kid, young man. It has been my pleasure to be able to coach him, and at this time, please join us in honoring Nathan Nowak, who truly exemplifies what it means to be a Titan.
Congratulations to all of our Winter Sports Southgate Anderson Titan Award recipients. Let's give them another round of applause. Okay, at this time, we have a few individual awards that we would like to present to our student athletes that earned them in both the fall and winter sports season. The first two were unable to attend in the fall, and we'd like to honor them this evening. The first is Ella Manor for diving. Ella is an MHSA state qualifier in diving. She scored the most points in a 6-dive sequence of 205.1. Ella Manor. Next up, on behalf of football, Chase Barbosa. Chase is being honored tonight because he has set the career touchdown record for Southgate Anderson football. Throughout the course of Chase's career, he had 39 touchdowns. Congratulations, Chase. Next up, again, on behalf of football, Andrew Porter. Andrew's being honored tonight for setting a career or tackles in a season throughout the course of a year, setting the school record with 95 tackles. Andrew Porter. Next up, at this time, I'd like to honor our individual student athletes on behalf of the winter sports. First, figure skating. I'd like to call up the Level C team of Adeline Hales, Rebecca Smith, and Lily Truell. These three young ladies took second place and really had an exceptional career, but Adeline Hales, Rebecca Smith, Lily Truell, figure skating, Level C team, second place. On stage at this time, being honored again, is Rebecca Smith. Rebecca competed in the preliminary pre-juvenile artistic figure skating event and took 6th in the state. Congratulations, Rebecca. Also on stage at this time is Adeline Hales. Adeline competed in the Excel preliminary plus free skate event and took 5th in the state. Adeline Hales. Next up, Avery Kaufman. Avery is being honored tonight for taking 6th place in the state in the Excel preliminary plus free skate. Avery Kaufman. Next up, Madeline Reese. This past season, Madeline took 3rd place in the state in the preliminary pre-juvenile artistic skating event. Madeline Reese. And at this time, I would like to honor Bridget Godbout. Bridget Godbout is a state champion. This past year, she won the Excel Juvenile Plus Free Skate and has earned the award of state champion in figure skating. Congratulations, Bridget. Continuing on for wrestling. First up, Habibullah Mojetti, MHSA Division II State Wrestling Qualifier. Next state qualifier for wrestling being honored is Isaac Norcia. also qualifying for Wrestling State, Lavelle Hughes. State qualifier, Jackson Sage. And Layla Simons. This year, the wrestling program also had 3 All-State award winners. First one, Brooklyn Sage, taking 7th place in the girls wrestling state championship. Sparrow Santino, taking 6th place in the MHSA girls wrestling state championship. And Henry Feller, 4th place, the MHSA Division II state championship. As you can see by the number of individuals up here, we have had a fantastic season at Southgate Anderson. Please join me one more time in congratulating all of our student athletes.
Great job.
Yeah, go ahead. That works. Okay, and the last group that we would like to honor here tonight is we'd like to call to the stage the 2024 MHSA Division II District Wrestling State Championship team, which is led by head coach Ian Norcia. Yep, go on stage. As the team works their way onto the stage, the wrestling team advanced to the regional championship after defeating both Riverview and Trenton in team districts. This is the first district championship in a decade and the first for the first-year head coach, Ian Norcia. Congratulations to the MHSA District Championship Wrestling Team. And that concludes our award presentation for both Davidson Middle School and Anderson High School. One last round of applause for all our Titan Award recipients and our state qualifiers.
So we got a lot of exciting stuff left, but we'll go ahead and take like a 10-minute break, give you guys a chance. If you want to stay for it, I tell you, it's worth it. But
Ahead of you on this one.
Right.
not everybody at once. Careful. Not everybody at once.
Porter, sit down.
Actually, approve the match for the wrestling match.
No.
No giveaways.
Right, no food.
we're not going to have
Front
any
row.
citizens comments.
She was like, oh. Just in
Yeah, but still.
We'll go ahead and bring it back and start with the next item on the agenda, which is citizens' comments. Any member of the audience who'd like to address the board for up to 3 minutes can come forward and do so. Is there anyone who would like to speak tonight?
From today, actually
All right.
Monday.
Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public comment and brings us to the consent agenda, which consists of minutes of the March 19th, 2024 regular meeting, HR update, and the March 2024 disbursements. I'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Okay, a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support. Oh,
Support by Mr.
no, Angel.
Oh,
It's not even taken.
Angel got you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any discussion on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, consent agenda is approved. Action item number 1, approval of the Anderson 4 cold well refrigerator unit.
Yep, and I'm going to call our food service director,
I see
who
him.
just got here, and I was so relieved because I hadn't practiced that one.
You can't hide in a group like this, man.
You blended in about 5 minutes ago, Bobby.
Yeah, just in time.
Right,
Right.
right.
Thank you. What I'm asking is, a 4-well cold refrigerated unit is for Anderson High School. We have 3 serving lines, and I don't know, probably about 10 years ago, they remodeled and they have new serving lines. But for some reason, one of the lines only has 2 wells. When I say 2 wells, it's like a hotel pan that'll accommodate 2 of those. We need one that'll hold 4. The other 2 lines already have that, because what they're doing right now is sometimes they don't have enough room and they're putting fresh fruits or vegetables on ice. It just doesn't look good. And so we have money to spend in the food service budget, and we need to look at ways to improve. And the first thing I thought of was this serving line, how terrible it is to put things on ice when we could use a refrigerated unit. So that's what it is.
Makes sense to me.
Yep, and the laminates, I talked to the manufacturer already. They're gonna match what we currently have, so it'll be easy to put in place, so.
Okay. All right. Any questions for staff?
He answered it.
Sorry?
He answered it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right. Seeing none, I'll bring the discussion back to the table and entertain a motion on action item number 1.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Anderson 4 cold well refrigerated unit as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Ms. Angel. Any discussion?
No.
All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Action item number 2, approval of the district phone system replacement. Who's presenting this for?
Good evening. My name is Matt Lindner. I'm with Plant Moran. We have been your technology designer for the bond program for a few years now. Happy to present this recommendation for replacement for the existing phone system here at the district. Your current phone system is 7+ years old, has gone end of life. Your technology department has done an admirable job of keeping it running through a variety of parts and finding handsets where they can and that sort of thing. It was due for a replacement. This was a part of the original plan for the technology bond. So we took you through kind of the standard process that I've described to the board in the past, working with your technology team to define the functional requirements for the solution, figure out how many handsets we needed by building and types of handsets and that sort of thing, and then taking you through that RFP process. So we wrote the RFP, issued it. You ended up receiving 6 total proposals when the bids came in. However, 2 of those were deemed to be non-compliant, so you had 4 compliant bids after we got through the proposal analysis. We then worked with Amy Mitchell and team to identify finalists, so the top 2 vendors who you then, your team then got into additional due diligence on. Amy and team did reference checking, we did post-bid interviews, we did demonstrations of the system, giving folks a chance to get their hands on the handsets, hear the call quality, that sort of thing. From an equipment standpoint, what we're talking about here is servers in your data center here at Anderson to handle call processing, to handle voicemail, push dial tone out over your wide area network to all the different buildings. It's replacement handsets for every phone handset in the district, and it's also what we would term a survivable gateway for every building in the district to allow for dial tone to be provided to handsets in that building in the event that the wide area network goes down. So if the fiber network goes down, we still want a teacher in the classroom to be able to pick up that handset and make a call if they need to. So after completing that due diligence, the decision made by your technology team, and we would concur with this recommendation, is to award the contract to BSB Communications. BSB is a local company based out of Sterling Heights, Michigan. They've been in business for almost 40 years. They have a number of school district clients here in Metro Detroit, and very positive feedback was received from their references when checked. Total amount for this award would be $253,133. We would also recommend that 10% of that be set aside, 10% in addition, above and beyond, be set aside as project contingency to handle any changes that may come up during the implementation. This, again, would be funded out of the technology bond and is well under the budget that we set for the phone system replacement in the technology bond by over $126,000. So nice savings in the bid process here. It is worth noting that there is a small component of that award that would need to be paid from the general fund. There is $3,480 of that award would need to be paid from the general fund. This is for licensing for a software application that will help keep the system configured and compliant with E911 requirements. So E911 requirements are that if a 911 call is placed, very specific location information has to be passed to the emergency responders. This is software that will help maintain that location information. The system can do that sort of thing without this software, but it's highly manual, highly reliant on your technology staff maintaining these things. This is just going to make their life a lot easier from an E911 compliance standpoint. So that's the recommendation that we're making. We'd obviously make it, ask you to make the award contingent on successful contract negotiations. That said, this is a reputable vendor that's been around for almost 40 years and has extensive experience working in schools. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions? Dr. Pomponio?
Hi, so the voice over IP product, does that include Wi-Fi?
No.
I just don't understand.
No, when we say voice over IP, it's just the modern, telephony is the term for it. It's the modern technology for telephony. It uses the same kind of transmission as your data cables do. So it's basically converting voice signals into data. It rides your existing data network, and then the handsets translate it back into voice, as opposed to an old analog solution. It's just the current technology for phone systems.
So I'm not sure of all this. I'm not that educated on this, but do they have anything? Because I know with the regular cell phones, they have Wi-Fi calling, so if anything goes down, you would be able to connect into a server. Is that possible with anything that's out there or with this system?
You can get Wi-Fi handsets that will work with this system. So if the handset were to fail, or if we want people walking around the building, that sort of thing, those are items that are available with this solution. We don't have any that we're buying with this award, but the solution certainly supports that technology.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Long?
Do we have a beat on the operations and or maintenance costs, support costs over the coming years?
So this is going to include 5 years of warranty and software updates, and it's all bundled in so it can be paid for with the bond in one time. After that, it would need to be additional service quotes from BSB, and they're not really willing to look into their crystal ball and try and predict those costs 5 years ago.
Obviously, they're a fraction of the actual cost of the whole system.
Let me follow up with on that. I don't want to quote you a
Sure,
wrong
I
number,
understand.
so I'll get back to Ms. Irvine with a number
Great,
on that.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Any other questions for staff? Okay. And this is, just looking at it, roughly over 500 phones, right? Just a little over 500 phones?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. All right, with that, I'll bring the discussion back to the table and entertain a motion on action item number 2.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the district phone system replacement as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Mr. Lamas. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Action item number 3, approval of the purchase of a wrestling competition mat. Is that different than a regular mat?
Good evening. Yeah, we are seeking the approval for the purchase of a competition mat. The thought process behind this is we are going to be receiving a new mat hoist, and this particular mat would only be used for competition, or if we hosted some kind of camp or something like that throughout the summer. This mat is made by Resolite. It's a 3-section mat. That style of mat, probably the superior quality, offers additional support. It's a high-quality, excellent mat that will hold up for a long time, which is why we would keep that in the hoist, and it would be used basically for just competitions, as opposed to each day at practice. Resolite is the company that creates and designs this type of mat. There aren't really any other vendors that offer this style of classic mat. But that's the idea. That wrestling program hasn't received or purchased a new mat in probably 20 years. So it's long overdue. I believe this one will hold up for 15 to 20 years plus, especially being used in the manner that we will. This is a 42 by 42 classic style wrestling mat, price tag $22,799. Resolite offers a 3-year warranty, but again, the way we're going to store it and keep it in the hoist, it should hold up for a long time.
Any questions on the special occasion wrestling mat? Dr. Pomponio?
So, can you tell me how many mats we have now that are updated new for the wrestling program?
I believe Davidson has one that was purchased a few years ago, but at the high school, really all of them that we have are old and don't function the way that they should. They don't come together. Some of them have Velcro, no longer holds the mats together. They're torn, they're peeling at the edges. We have 3 mats at the high school, but we are desperately overdue for a new one. You did recently approve the purchase of a mat for the wrestling room, which would never be pulled up. It's fixed to the size of that room, but this is a new one that would be used for competition purposes.
Okay, so you said, are we gonna have a hoist to upload the mats up and down, or?
That's the idea. I'm not sure whether or not that's been approved, but that's our hope, is that we have that where it can be in the multi-gym and it can be stored and out of way to a point where no one can climb on it, no one can use it, and it's only used when we have those special events or competitions at the high school.
Okay, and real quick, so what's the difference between price with the competition mat and a regular wrestling mat?
The ones that we have, they're probably around the $12,000 to $15,000 range, but there's 7 sections as opposed to 3, which means that there are more, places where if they're not taped together properly, people can hit the floor. They're not even close to the same quality in terms of how long they will hold up. So after 2, 3, 4 years, when they're no longer under warranty, chances are that they're not going to be able to be put together anymore. They'll be peeled up on the edges, and you just kind of have to deal with it.
Okay, and that does include the artwork for the Titans on the mat with the 22,000?
Yeah, this quote includes shipping, the artwork, and the mat.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you very much. Seeing that, we'll bring the discussion back to the table, and I'll entertain a motion on action item number 3.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of the wrestling competition mat as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Dr. Pomponio. Is there support? Support. Supported by Dr. Sage. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion passes.
Thank
It would have been nice to have all the wrestlers here for that.
Right.
All right. With that, the last and most important item on the agenda, I'll entertain a motion on item I.
That's me, huh?
Dealer's choice, man.
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Green. Is there support? Support. Support by Mr. Sage. Any discussion? Seeing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you to who?
To the people.